There we go. That's up. That's up, beautiful people. Are we good? We good? Thumbs up if we good. Hopefully you all can hear me. Can you hear me? What's going on, Miss Ann, Miss Vanessa? Hey, how you doing? Antia's backyard. Anna Nana Garden, 8B. Throw up y'all sets. Don't forget to throw up y'all sets. Throw up your sets. Hope everything's going well for you all on this beautiful evening. We'll see if I can tap into the live to make sure everything's a green light. Thumbs up. Beautiful. Thumbs up. GT Grows in Alaska. How you doing? GG Natural. Ready, set, eco. Blessings, y'all. Thank you all for coming in. Bro, my boy, bro. What's going on, bro? Hope all is well. Grace to you. Blessings. All right, we got enough people in the chat. I want to first of all, let me know how you all doing today. Just let me know in the chat. Was your day a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Let me know. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Broke claiming his hood. He is zone 8A, Broke Town, Georgia, in full effect. Vanessa Buckner is claiming and repping her hood. She is zone 6, Missouri. How was your day? Was it thumbs up or was it thumbs down? Y'all let me know. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Hopefully, my goal and my intention today is to give you some words of encouragement and uplifting. And I wanted to talk to you this afternoon. Mainly, I want to speak to the men in the garden and in the audience. You know, our talent and our gifts are our ideas. And ideas are what makes us who we are. Ideas help us fulfill our purpose. Give you an example. Bill Gates, he had an idea. And when he moved towards those ideas and moved to action, he invented, we all know what Bill Gates is known for, Microsoft today. There's a lot of inventors, but there's a lot of motivational speakers. Martin Luther King said, I had a dream. He had an idea. He had a concept. And that's where our true currency, which is time, but that's where our valuable really lies. So today, I have a specific audience I want to speak to. First of all, I want to speak to, my target audience is a male this afternoon. But if you're a female, please, maybe this can be of use to a male in your life. But I had an idea, and now I'm moving into action. The idea is I see there's a need to share and to encourage a certain sector of men out there. This is for the men that have been incarcerated, the men that are currently incarcerated, the men that has goals and dreams just like anybody else. This is for the man who may feel like they have served their time and now they're just trying to be productive in society. They are just trying to provide for their family. They're trying to be example to others. They're trying to share and build up their community. I'm talking to these men right here now. If you fall into any of these parameters, I'm talking to you. I'm also talking to the men that are just becoming men who are maybe out of high school, who worked hard, but they just barely got out of high school and they already know they're not going to college, or they don't have any aspiration to go into any type of higher learning. Or maybe you're a young man, young boy getting ready to be a man, where you done dropped out of school completely and you're not quite sure where to go, but you want to be productive. You want to contribute to society. You want to do something better for all mankind. You want to be able to one day, if you don't have a family, provide for your family. Or if you do have a family, want to provide for that family. And I'm also talking to the men who may be on probation. I'm talking to the men who may have served 20, 10 years, 5 years, 30 years, 40 years in prison, and they're just getting out. And they're trying to figure out, or they're about to get out, and they're trying to figure this thing out. And the question that they have burning inside of them is now what? They're looking at all these challenges, all of these obstacles. They're looking at all these hurdles in life, and they're overwhelmed, and they're not quite sure on what to do. So my intent this evening, is to plant some seeds. My intent is to cultivate growth. And through me planting these seeds, I'm not instructing you what to do. I'm not giving you a full plan, but I want you to tap inside of your ideas, because your ideas is what makes you valuable. Use your ideas for the betterment of society. Use your ideas for building and strengthening families. Use your ideas for uplifting people, and use your ideas to overall solve a problem. So if you can take those concepts with your ideas, I'm going to plant some seeds where you can be amazing as people need to see you are. Because whether we like it or not, we all had different journeys in life. We all made different decisions. Some of us got away with some things we shouldn't have, and some of us just didn't go down that road. But I want to talk strategically to those individuals who are like, I graduated high school, young man. I don't want to go to college. Now what? Now what? I just got out. I don't even have a debit card. I don't even know how to use a gas tank or pump gas. And I don't know how to move forward in life. I feel overwhelmed. I feel like I don't know what to do. Now what? So let's talk about some action plans. One, first of all, for those who are incarcerated and now you got a record, you feel like you can't get a job, you feel like there's really no hope. There's hope, because we're going to take a look at your ideas and your concept, and we're going to spin them. I want to share with you, I've worked with a lot of individuals in my life, and I work with quite a few individuals with coming up with game plans and coming up with strategic game plans. And I'm not saying this is the route you need to take, but what I want to do, I want to inspire you to start creatively thinking. Start you creatively thinking about new ideas and new concepts, okay? What's going on, backyard? Growing with Hudson. How you doing, Veggie? Hey, Veggie. Hey, Bill's Backyard Garden. Welcome, welcome. So let's tap into this. Okay, there's an individual that I work with, and he says, man, I've been down for 15 years. When I got locked up, I was fresh out of high school, and I'm pretty much not knowing what I need to do. I said, so, okay, while here, you had a lot to think about. You had a lot of time. And you still got, at that time, he still had about 24 months to go. So I told him, I said, look, start creatively thinking about everything. Make a list. I want you to make a list of everything you can do. And I'm talking about whether it's writing, whether it's drawing, whether it's writing lyrics, whether it's singing. Write a list, whether you can fix things or whether you can talk, you're a great speaker, whether you can negotiate. I want you to write a list of all of those things. And he wrote a list of all of those things. And he says, But Major, I can't go back. Eco, I just can't go back. I can't go back to where I'm from. I said, well, let's talk about an action plan. You can't go back to where you're from. I get that. Because he felt like if he went back, he would go right back to that same cycle. So think about it. You can't travel outside the state. So think about now, where would you go? And when we thinking, we can't think that we got to erase what we want. We got to take all the desires and the things that we want. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? What's up, Dan? We got to think about all of the things that we want and then think about success and survival. Because life is not easy. It's not easy at all. But we got to work hard to achieve some of the things that we need to achieve. We got to develop resources that we can do some of the things that we want. So it takes work. It's not going to be easy. So I like to think about this. In life, it's almost like, have you ever wanted to ride a motorcycle and you didn't know how to ride a motorcycle? We know that motorcycles can be quite deadly. According to statistics, motorcycle deaths, you're more likely to die on a motorcycle than an airplane, car, train, or bus. So it's stacked up against you. So first of all, if you don't know how to ride, you might need to align yourself with somebody who do know how to ride or somebody who can teach you how to ride. Then you might need to get protective gear, get a protective helmet. All of these things are going to mitigate and reduce your risk of death. And that's how life is. Decisions that we make right now can somewhat mitigate our risk of death. And I'm not talking about physical death. I'm talking about mental death. Imagine if you went to college for 5, maybe 4, 6 years. And then at the end of that 4 or 6 years, they told you every class you took, it didn't go credits towards your degree. You really feel like you wasted your time. Remember, time is currency and currency is time. Currency is valuable and your time is valuable. If you go get a loan, it's connected to time. You go get a paycheck, a job is connected to time. You get a car, it's connected to time. You get a house, it's connected to time. You charge anybody for work hours, whether you're an entrepreneur, it's connected to time. Everything's connected to time. Your time is valuable and your ideas are valuable. It doesn't matter whether somebody take your ideas or take your concept and try to duplicate it or replicate it. They can't do what you do because that's your idea. They can mimic, but even a mimic is unique in its own character. And they cannot take away your ideas. So your ideas are your strength and what makes you valuable. So going back, so this is what we developed, this young man. We said, look, you don't want to live, so let's find a city where you're valuable. He said, valuable? How am I going to be valuable? I've been serving 15 years, been locked up. I really didn't get a chance to get a job, just didn't get a trade, didn't get a skill set. I said, hold up. We're not going to start off by thinking negative. You got these things weighing against you, but let's mitigate it. So one city came up with was Orlando. I'm not saying Orlando wasn't a great city, but now you got to think about you competing against the world in Orlando. I don't care if you're flipping burgers or if you sweeping or picking up trash. People around the world want to move to Orlando. So maybe that might not be a good fit for you. Think in that sense. Think about how can you position yourself to success. There's things that we can align our way to success. So he said, he came up with some cities. I said, you need to have some infrastructure. So they need to have public transportation because you just committed felony. You're going to have problems working on getting your license immediately. All this is process. It's going to take money. You got to also have a place to stay, accessible. It need to be somewhat affordable. So we went down this whole systematic list. And then you need to find a place where there's a lot of entry-level jobs. And they having a hard time finding people to fill these jobs. So you need to find a city, do some research, look at some news articles, look at a bunch of different things, and now pick you some cities and just say, this is where I'm going. Then what you need to do, you need to look and reach out to your counselor, internal counselor, and find out, do they have a work release program? If they got a work release program, you can try to get some of your time where you might not be on probation. I know it's grueling, but this is the fact. Don't worry about probation. Worry about doing some time with work release, and then go get a work release, because at least with a work release, you still got to have a roof over your head. You still going to get food, and you need to bank. You need to find a little job, or find any kind of job, and you need to bank that money while you're in work release. Because when you get out, the first thing you want to do is secure a place. So the action plan was, he said, I don't know what to do. I can't get no job. I got a felony. I got this. I said, yes, you can. I said, I don't care whether you wash cars. I don't care whether you pick up trash. I don't care whether you work on construction sites. You gotta not do what you want to do to get to where you want to do. You got to get resources to get where you want to go. So we developed a plan. I reached out to different entrepreneurs, different people who needed help, who needed physical help. He was strong, good with his hands. He ended up working, make a long story short, he ended up obtaining work at a garage, but it was a franchise garage. He started doing simple things from picking up debris, sweeping, cleaning up oil, doing different things like that. And he worked himself to doing lube, oil and lube. Then he worked doing oil and lube to tire alignments, to tire changes. He worked his way through that later on. And I'm not talking about it took 15, 20 years, but I'm saying he later on, that gentleman ended up managing that whole place because he came there, he worked, he put in the time, he didn't complain, but he knew that he didn't want to be there for the rest of his life, because what we're doing right now is temporary. Everything we put our hands on, everything we touch, everything we see, except for ideas, is corruptible. Everything. If you put a hand on your car, it's corruptible. You put your hand on yourself, it's corruptible. You put your hand on tissue, you put your hand on the window, it's corruptible. No matter how beautiful, how shiny it is, it's only a matter of time, and time goes in cycles. So I told him, don't focus on where you are right now. Focus on where you are, of where you want to be at. So he worked. Later on, do you know this gentleman ended up being a district manager? He later on bought a house, got married. He already had a kid before his incarceration. He ended up taking care of his own son, got custody. He ended up doing some amazing things, and he still continued to do amazing things. There's plenty of guys that I don't work with where they make far more than what I make, and they're living nice. So you got to find solutions. Let's go back to, you do your list. Some of his list items, listen to some of his list items. He said he could write lyrics. He could draw pretty good. He says he could fix things. Like he always had things, secondhand stuff while he was locked up. And so he always would, whenever he worked, he was in a work program in prison. So he'd take that money and buy things from other people. And then he was always working on them. So it was inevitable that you need to do something with repair with your hands, because that's a skill can't nobody take away from you. Once you get a skill, and I want to erase this thing about do what you want to, live your dreams, follow your passion. You better get you some resources first. If you're good at something, work your way towards doing what you want. Get that foundation, because you need a place to stay. So let's transition to young man. He's at home. He didn't make the great grades. He worked his way. He busted his behind, and then here he is, where he's at this point where, man, I really don't want to go to college. I really don't know what I want to do. I don't want to go in this direction. I don't know what I want to do. But I do want to be productive in society. I want to give back. I want to help my family. I want to provide. I go right back. If you got a roof over your head, you're already at a good spot. If you don't have a roof over your head, you want to secure a roof, whether it's a shelter. Don't worry about right now, because right now it's temporary. You want to go ahead and secure a place. And while you're there, all you want to do is rest and cultivate your ideas. cultivate your ideas, write your plan down, do research, all of this to transition to where you are. So I would say first thing you want to do, write down and jot down everything that you can do. Listen, this is why it's important, people, and this is everybody in the chat. When you see somebody doing something good, tell them they're doing something good. You know how that can help and how they can tie into their life. When they're building this list, some people have never been told that they do something good. Some people have never been told they're talented at something. Whether it's gift or gab, whether it's finessing, whether it's rapping, whether it's whatever it is, whether it's game playing. Find good things and good traits about people and tell them, because that encourages them and that gives them ideas and how to build on those ideas. Once you put together that list of everything you like doing, not like doing, but you know you can do. And let me stress that. Not like doing, but you know you can do. I know that I can change the oil. I know that I can change the light bulb. I know that I can sweep a floor. I know that I can cut grass. You write all of those things down. And then what you do, you want to go and then you want to find either apprenticeship or you want to find someone that's willing to even allow you to work for free. What? Work for free? Yes. I've been in the print for well over 20 some odd years. I'm no longer in the print industry, but I wanted a print shop. And I remember when we moved to Tallahassee, I wanted a print shop. I always wanted a print shop. And I didn't know what it took to obtain a print shop. But I searched around and I asked around and I would go to the local print shops. And I found this individual. He just so happened to be not in the greatest situation. He needed pressmen. He needed some help. So I sat in the print shop and I said, I'll work for you for free if you can teach me the business. And I would go there and I would run his presses and he'll talk to me and I take my notes and I write down. I learned a lot. You got to sacrifice to get where you want to go. And don't be afraid in putting in work and asking people for help, but ask the right people for help. It's not easy all the time, but needless to say, ended up owning my own print shop, ended up making money off of print, ended up taking care of my family off of print, ended up meeting a lot of great people and building a lot of relationships. Think outside the box, y'all. It's not always convenient, it's not always easy. Sometimes you might have to donate your time because it's an investment into your future. So I just want to, once you got those ideas, once you got those concepts, now apply those ideas, if you like, on a computer, drawing on a computer. They call that desktop publishing. You like, you got a gift for gab. You might be great in sales. You might be great in public speaking. You might be great as a voiceover. You like writing. You might be a great writer. You like games. You might be great in game development. Everything has an occupation tied to it. And if you study it and narrow it down to about 3 things and start out with one and do research and learn that one thing and build your skill set by any means necessary. I don't have money. Go to the library. I don't have the internet. Go to the library. I don't have this or that. Find those resources. There's resources out there. There's opportunities out there. Take those opportunities and look for those opportunities. So let me go to the chat. I apologize. I've been kind of ranting and raving. Yeah, you got to know your worth. You got to know your worth. And we all are worth something, y'all. Know that you are worth something. Because if you don't invest in your ideas, like Nikki said, you know, if you don't invest in yourself, if you don't invest in your ideas and cultivating your ideas, because one thing I want us to start thinking about our ideas and in our work. A lot of people say, well, I want to feed my family, I want to take care of that's fine. But I want us to think far beyond that. I'm finna grow a garden, but one day I'm going to teach the world how to grow a garden. YouTube content creators, think about this concept about what you're doing. Think about it on a worldwide perspective. You don't just want to help just you and what you care about, but you want to expand far beyond that. You want to take things far beyond that. If you got a skill set, you're good at something, find creative ways to teach the world that, to help society, to help mankind, because our talents and our ideas and our gifts are not limited to the small area around us. Because there may be one person that you may influence that could be the next great leader, the great inspirer that you have shared your experiences with, And then another thing what you want to do, I think Dan in the chat, matter of fact, he said exactly, which is the next thing. You got everything written down. You put skills next to it. You put occupation next to it. Now you want to set your goals. You write on it. You want to set your goals, Dan. Dan Permaculture, you want to set your goals. Let's start out small. Let's start out with 12 months. No matter where you are, whether you're homeless, whether you are in a detention center, whether you're incarcerated, whether you're at home with mama, at home with grandparents, or in a house or in a shelter, wherever you are, do 12 months. And I want you to get very meticulous. And then you want to put milestones in that 12 months. So in 1 week, and you want to make them obtainable. So first you want to start out with small little goals. Class example, I'm going to go and reach out to 5 jobs tomorrow. Make it real obtainable. And then next time I'm going to try to reach out to 10. You got all day. Then next time I'm going to try to, and then you just keep building. And my goal is by the end of the month, I plan to get 2 or 3 interviews. And set those goals. And if you're not getting close to them, keep pushing in, keep working hard, and check them off. And then reset them. Okay, you got 12 months, and then now let's go out another 6 months. Then let's go out another 24 months. And lay them out there. And keep looking at them every single day. Keep reminding yourself about them every single day. And then find someone, and this is the beautiful thing about finding someone that can hold you accountable. Even people you don't like can hold you accountable. Even people you don't like to talk to. Well, I ain't going to tell this person my business. I ain't going to put my business out there. Speak it. Speak life, y'all. Speak life. Well, I plan to have my own business by the end of next year. And you ain't going to have your business by the end of next year. They'll remind you every week. Boy, you still here, ain't you? You say you're going to have that business by the end of next year. You still here. You still clocking in with me. Yeah. Boy, I see you. You're going to have that business. Find someone, because we're not talking about lights and warms and fuzzy. We're talking about survival. We're talking about strategic. We're talking about war, because the odds have been stacked against you, right? So you're going to have that military mindset that I'm willing to die for this. I got to go get this. You got to be to the part where you're saying, it's no options. This is what we're doing. So find someone that's going to hold you accountable, who's going to remind you that, hey, I thought you said, where are you with this? Where are you with that? This ain't about no, man, they hurt my feelings and this ain't right. Life ain't like that. If this person going to aggravate me to death to where I go get it done, and I get it done, I've achieved what I need to achieve. I've used that as my benefit. And that's what we have to do. Black's Tropical Homestead, what's going on? What's up? Yeah, let's see. Hey, hello. How you doing? Welcome. All right, so you got some steady income, right? You're making your money. You're making some good steady income. Now let's set some goals to transition to do some good foundational stuff. You want a good, safe place to be. You want a good, if you got family, you got responsibilities. If you can, keep off on having any external responsibilities until you get settled completely. Try not to take on any added response. I know it's going to be hard. You want to do so much. You're trying to catch up with time. You're trying to do a lot for the people that help you, but get yourself stable first. Get yourself in a good stable. Just like that young man, he said he knew he couldn't go back. He knew he couldn't go back because he knew he was going to repeat that cycle, because that was like his second time incarcerated. So he already knew if he went back home, that wasn't going to work. Sometimes you got to get out your comfort zone. It's not easy, but you got to get out your comfort zone. Sometimes you got to work and move among strangers, because sometimes those strangers, they don't know you. They may help you even more than other people. Now, I get a lot of questions. I got a record. How can I get a job? How can I get employment? Like I said, put yourself where you are in an area with demand. Another thing is look at opportunities as far as do the things that most people don't want to do. Do the things that most people don't feel like doing or don't want to do. But live your life accordingly based on what you're bringing in. Don't exceed that. And then be focused on this is transitional. Then you can work on getting expungement. Then you can work on getting a skill, getting a trade, making sure that skill in that trade. You can't go into, quote, insurance business. I want to be an insurance guy. You can't go in insurance business without straightening up your record. Some occupations require background checks, require clear. So make sure that your goals and your objectives are realistic, not meaning that you can't do it, but it may take you longer to achieve that. Keep that in mind. So your expectation level won't be here, and reality is here. So just take your time and work through it. Hey, Sonia Hickman, how you doing? Virtuous Gardener, how you doing this afternoon? So you want to really just get yourself to a part where you're in a good place in life. Then once you got food by faith, how you doing? Then once you're there at an area where you got a good foundation, you know you got a steady income, you know you have safe environment, you know you have the food, you're building your skill set, you're building your trade up. Go ahead and get every documentation you can to market it and to sell it. And what I mean by that, if you're doing like that young man, he was doing mechanic work. He started out sweeping. He went to oil changing. Then he saw opportunities where he could move up. And while he was doing oil changing and sweeping, he was helping out the guy that worked on the tire line. And he was helping out the guys that were placing tires and doing balancing and rotating tires. He was going beyond what he was there to do. He was learning more. So when that person was sick, or that person went on vacation, or that person left that position, they slid right on in there. They slid right on in there. So when people ask you to do certain things, and you be like, man, I ain't getting paid for that. I ain't gonna get that out your mind. Because you got to think about the bigger picture. You got to position yourself for success. Position yourself for advancement. The advancement might not come from that location. It may come from another location. Because I'm going to tell you, when you're good at something and people know you're good at it, even the federal government will hire you. You could be a hacker. And if you're good at it, even though you got a bad record, people will come for you for your gift. People will be attracted to your gift. You don't have to go looking for people. People will find you. All you got to do is build your craft, build your skill. Keep staying focused and expanding and building your skill. And then have a positive outlook and know that if you're not happy where you are, this is temporary. So I know I said a lot this afternoon. Jay Weezy 3-in-1, what's going on? But I had an idea, and I just wanted to share it with you all. I had an idea, and I want to share it with you all. When my back is up against the wall, I come out fighting. You got to come out fighting. But let me add something to that, Nikki. You got to have a plan. Nothing is worse. Have you ever seen a fight at school or whatever, And you seen people just frailing away, they ain't hitting nothing. They just frailing away because they caught up in those emotions and they mad, they angry, they crying, they yelling, they doing all of that. Before you get backed up into that wall, have a plan to say, this right here is risky. I might be backed up against the wall. What am I going to do? Be effective about when you come out and fight, when you're back up against the wall. But also understand that, look at the bigger picture. I think if we could just look at the bigger picture of our lives, to see and vision ourselves reaching and being in our goals and know that we're going to achieve those goals, it's certain levels that pigeons don't fly. It's certain heights that pigeons don't fly. It's certain altitudes that pigeons don't fly. It's certain hangout places where pigeons don't fly. So you already got to know that before you even come to war. You already got to know your position, your control before you come to war. And you got to practice. That's why I say use some of those that don't like you. You got to practice on this. Let them be your guinea pigs to tell you can't do it, to tell you ain't going to make it. And then let them be the few to be, okay, I ain't got to say nothing. I'm going to show you. Why they laughing? I never forget one time I quit a job after I lost everything. I lost everything in the world. I quit the job. I finally got a job and it was making great money, but the job almost killed me physically, mentally, everything. I needed a job so bad, but I took this job because of the money. But then once when I got into doing the job, I realized that this is not beneficial to my health. I'm not good to my family. I'm not good to myself. I'm going to the doctor. I'm screaming and yelling. I'm fussing. I'm irritable. And I'm tired. And I'm putting my life at risk for this job. For money. So I quit. I gave him the keys. I gave him my radio. I gave him all my passes. I said, I'm done. Wipe my hands. Driving home, I'm thinking, oh my God. What I just did, we just went through a foreclosure. We just securing a nice place to stay. And I just left this job. What in the world am I going to do? And we as men, we need to understand that, yeah, it's our job. It's our job to protect. It's our job to provide. It's our job to provide. And we need to provide. We need to step up. We need to make sure we take care of our family. We need to make sure our kids are well. We should take pride in knowing we're doing that. And we shouldn't have pride when we ain't doing that. We need to know that. Then here I am. That was like on a Thursday. Maybe it wasn't on a Thursday, but it was one day. And so I got up that next morning, just like I'm getting ready to go to work. And I went to maybe a job fair. And I went just looking for places where I seemed like I could find a job. I came across this tire company. And I went in and filled out an application. While I was sitting at the table filling out the application, the manager of the facility saw me filling out the application. And he stopped and he turned around. And he felt like it was odd that I was filling out an application at that place because I was suited and booted. I had my tie on, had my dress shirt, and here I am. Most people, they come in a polo, maybe at the most, or a t-shirt for a job like this. But I was like, I want to make an impact. I got to stand out. I need a job. So I sat there, and next thing you know, he started a whole conversation with me later on. Makes long story short, I got the job. Fast forward, we talking about people and using people as your motivation. That's even the negative people. That I'm trying to go back to that. So I worked there, and this one gentleman, he saw me. He said, Eco, I bet you, I look at that. That's your car out there? I said, yeah, that's my car. Because I still had my car from when I was doing well. He was like, that's your car out there? I said, yeah, that's my car. He said, You don't even got no dirt under your nails, you know. He said, but yet you out here throwing tires with me. I said, yeah. He said, you driving that nice car, you throwing tires, and you sitting here with me. He said, you went to high school? He said, I said, yeah, I went to high school. He said, I bet you even went to college. I bet you went to college. I said, I went to college and trade school. And he said, but yet you sitting here throwing tires with me. You sitting here throwing tires with me. I ain't even finished high school, but you sitting here throwing tires with me. Said, funny, ain't it? You did all of that to end up right here throwing tires with me. And I ain't gonna lie to you, it hit me hard. It hit me hard because I felt like I was at my low. I felt like I was at my low, but he didn't know I've been lower than that before. he had no idea that I've been lower and where I've been. But I said, yeah, it is kind of ironic. It is kind of funny. But I said, the difference is between me and you. I said, when I leave, you still gonna be here. When I leave this place, you still gonna be here. He said, I said, but I appreciate you. You've been a great encouragement to me. And I can't wait to show you when I leave here, you still gonna be here. We gotta have that mindset to the part where we gotta be beasts, man. We gotta know we're gonna be successful, but it calls for work. I started throwing more tires he started throwing. I started moving in ways that I knew I ran that thing. I started doing things. It was motivational because he kept laughing. He kept doing this. I'm a grown man. I could have put hands on this man. I used him as motivation. I took my anger out on stacking tires. I took my anger out on unloading trucks. Next thing you know, the manager, before he left, he gave me like a $4 or $5 raise. And this man been here for God knows how long, since he was in high school, and he was well into his mid-30s. And now all of a sudden, I'm making more than he am doing the same thing. You don't know where your blessings come from. But use the negativity to be your motivation, y'all. Use the negative things in your life to be your motivation. So I just want to encourage those of you who feel like you ain't got no hope, you feel like I'm not sure how to move, what's next? Take your time, do your list. Write down your qualities. Write down not what you want to do, but what you're good at. Write down what people come to you for. Then find ways to provide solutions for others. Find ways to be beneficial to the world by your skills and your talent. Find ways to inspire others with your skills and your talents. And I'm telling you, you stay focused on that. Man, I'm telling you, man, the frequency and the vibe, you're going to find yourself where before you know it, you're going to look down and say, dog, when did I start flying like an eagle? And it has nothing to do with what I said with money. Nothing what I had to say do with a house, cars, your ideas, your vision, your ideas are your true gifts. And your currency is your time. So imagine spending 30 years for a structure that could easily fall down in a matter of hours. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your time. Diversify your time for its health, your family, your friends. Yeah, you need the house. Yeah, you need the car. But don't put all your eggs and your time into cars and a house and jewelry and clothes. Because all that stuff is corruptible. Think about leaving something. YouTube creators, y'all leaving something for after we leave, it's going to be here. Well, after I'm gone, this will be cemented into some vault. People who train kids, teach kids, long after we gone, them kids are going to have that knowledge and be able to share that with others. That tree you plant out there, long after we gone, it's still going to be producing fruit and feeding families and feeding others. So think about what you're doing and move as such. Move as such. Jay Weezy, what's going on? Legacy, that's right, Bell's Backyard. Legacy. Eagles and pigeons don't fly together anyway. Nah, matter of fact, eagle might just eat that pigeon. Yeah. So, y'all, I appreciate you staying with me. I know I'm planting seeds though still, and I'm planting them in the garden. It's a mental seed. It's not a physical seed like where we grow plants at. So I hope y'all are well. I had an idea. I just want to share it with you all. And if you like it, please do that by hitting the thumbs up. And if you really like it, or if you think it may be beneficial to somebody else, why don't you share it? I appreciate you all. Hope y'all be well. Hope y'all have a blessed night. Hope everything you touch prosper. Everything you think prosper. Everything and the way you move in a way that is beneficial to others. Y'all be well and be blessed. And whatever you do, keep on growing. Grow. Eco neighbor. Grow.